Episode 264. A Captain Never Abandoned Ship.
Yeah, when President Robin was here, he has never made us wait for so long. Are you trying to set a new example? Or did you have any intention of coming to this meeting at all? You don't have to be hesitant, you can tell us.
One of the older-looking gentlemen in the room said this. Since Jake had already died, the functioning of the Robinson Group was nothing but a framework. With a woman at the helm of it, what kind of achievement could it make? It was better to transfer the equity together while the company was worth some money. They could still invest in other things before losing money. This was the collective decision the shareholders had taken before Serena had walked in. The company did not have a long history and there was only 8 shareholders. They were partners who worked with Jake in the past and some older shareholders who later joined with capital injection. Most of those who spoke were old, almost the age of Carson Robinson. The younger shareholders looked at Serena silently. Serena looked at the watch and said, "If I remember correctly, the shareholders meeting was scheduled for 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been listening to your accusations for 2 minutes now. It is now 2:01 p.m. In other words, I walked in at 1:59 p.m. Am I late?" "No," a young man sitting in front said, seeming about 30 years old and quite capable. Leonard Cooper, one of Jake's largest shareholders, had supported Jake from the very beginning.
"Nonsense! Jake always arrived 3 minutes in advance."
"Oh, but in any case then, I'm not late." "Why did you accuse me?" Serena sat down in the president's position. "My husband's habit is not my habit. You got used to my husband's habits, and now you have to get used to my habits." An older man snorted.
"What do you mean? You want to be the president of the Robinson Group? What a joke! You're a child with no experience. Why should you be the Robinson Group's decision maker? I hope you don't ruin such a big company." "Hey, if that's the case, we have nothing to say. The biggest stake is in your hands. Your husband is dead. The whole company is in your hands. You need to weigh your efforts here too. Do you think you have what it takes to be president?" Serena listened to these words with a cold face and sneered. "Yes, my husband is gone, and I have the final say. But my husband is not dead. Please don't curse him. He has just walked away temporarily. It will not take long for him to come back to take over the company. But until that happens, I am the final decision maker here." When hearing this, everyone around was silent. Indeed, the death of Jake Robinson was hard to accept. Everyone looked at Serena with a bit of sympathy. "I have a bidding plan for a land block. According to estimation, I think it's very feasible. The preliminary plan is made and the specifics need to be improved." Serena let Miranda make copies and share the plans with everyone. Shareholders frowned, all of them. Obviously, they were not optimistic about this project. This was entirely Serena's vision. As she told them her ideas and plans, she observed their reactions one by one. Finally, one of them said, "No matter what you say, I am not optimistic about you becoming the next president. Instead, giving the reins of the group to an inexperienced girl. It is better we sell it at market price first, or else you can buy me out. How about that?" Serena was a little nervous and nodded, but she did not let the others see her nervousness. Sensing her discomfort, Miranda offered Serena a glass of water to help her calm down. "I will not force anyone, but I'm going to be in charge for the interim. Whatever you want to do with the shares is your decision," Serena clearly said. After pausing for a bit, she looked at Miranda and said, "Whoever wants a buyout, make a list and offer them their share. This is my decision, and I will stick by it." A lot of members started to raise questions about why she wanted to buy that particular piece of land. Serena shut them all by saying, "You all want to know why I am choosing this land? Then listen. This is a European leisure club we are going to bid on. We are land limitations, and that is why it seems unprofitable. But this is a loophole we can use, making it an elite club. It's close to all major cities and is not restricted to its geography. Plus, with the plans Aaron has drawn, I know this will be a profitable venture." Serena knew in her previous lifetime what a great business decision this had been. She was going to be firm. The rest of them could all go to hell. She would buy them out, but keep the ones loyal to the company.
There was a pin-drop silence in the room. Leonard cleared his voice and said,
"While I may not understand her plans now, I will not withdraw my shares, but I expect full disclosure of the plans."
Serena nodded and said, "The rest of you, Miranda will draft the equity agreements." "Thank you." She left the room with an aura so strong it almost reminded them of Jake. Keith, who had never been involved in the company, was ignorant to it until now, utterly admired by Serena's grace and tenacity. The meeting ended on an incomplete note. 3 days later, Serena asked Aaron to make the complete plan into a presentation. During a discussion meeting, the pros and cons of the project and the investment calculations were explained. Serena appointed herself as president of the company, and Aaron Ronalds was appointed as the project director. He was solely responsible for this project, and Keith, who had also joined the company, was learning the ropes of business. Sure enough, Aaron's ability and effectiveness far exceeded what everyone had thought. In just 2 months, the original households had all been cleared and the project started. Serena had been so busy during this time, she often forgot that she was a pregnant woman. Her belly was getting bigger and bigger. With twins, Serena could hardly walk in her 8th month. She simply waited for labor at home. Many things were now being taken care of by Keith and Miranda, who made quick decisions. They only involved Serena on things that definitely needed her input. Serena used to work with Jake for a while, so she knew many things ahead of time. She had seen Jake grow the company and was aware of its journey, but she also knew taking care of her children was something Jake would want her to do. So, towards the grave end of her pregnancy, she stayed home with Captain Robinson and Nanny Harper to keep her company. Vanessa, her bodyguard, never left her side. Alex rarely went home. He had decided to look for Jake himself and often spend his days at the base. That evening when he came back, he immediately looked for Serena. When Serena opened the door, Alex looked grim and serious. It seemed like he was hesitating. He looked at her and said, "There is news of Jake." Hearing these words, Serena was stunned, and then she took his hands. "Really? Where is he? Is he good? Is he hurt? Why is he not back?" A series of questions made his heart twitch. He handed the materials to her and said, "You must be mentally prepared. A patient was admitted to Sinclair Hospital. His injuries were very serious with broken bones, and he was rescued from a room that was caught on fire, so there are burn marks on him as well. He was under treatment, but this is only on the basis of why this particular patient was admitted in the hospital. There is no direct evidence that can prove this person to be him." Serena took the files and saw a colored photo at a glance. The person in this photo was sitting in a wheelchair, covered in bandages and only showing a pair of eyes, his figure and face unclear. The time when the person was admitted to the hospital coincided with the time of Jake's disappearance. They are similar in age, but he was treated as an unknown wounded person. There was a secret person who had been helping him pay for the medical expenses, but never showed up. Serena looked at the photo and remained still. After more than a month of hospitalization, he was slightly better and was discharged from the hospital. Because his medical expenses were already paid, the hospital did not try to keep him. I ordered people to check the surveillance footage, but I did not find the surveillance video of this person. It's like he disappeared out of thin air. Serena's face was getting more and more pale. Touching her belly, she frowned. Alex looked at her and continued, "I don't think that he's Jake. If it is him, he will come back. At present, only this one is consistent with his condition. I'm still investigating his background and whereabouts, but what is certain is Jake is definitely alive." Serena frowned and held the door frame. "Big brother, it hurts." Alex's expression changed and he shouted, "Nanny Harper! Emma! Help!"